India's inadequate sanitation and overuse of antibiotics are breeding a new form of drug-defying bacteria. Researchers say the country has become an incubator for superbugs, bacteria that have mutated to resist even high-powered antibiotics, threatening an age of untreatable infections. Newborns, transplant recipients, and people with compromised immune systems are at the highest risk. 6 infants died in a small hospital in Bijnor in northern India between April 2009 and August 2010 after a bacterium called NDM1 outwitted all commonly used medicines. Sanjeev's son was one of those.
Our delivery happened in the monsoon months, and it was raining every day, so there were a lot of mosquitoes. There was an empty plot of land behind the hospital, and during the monsoons, there was stagnant water there.
Sanjeev's baby was born about 3 weeks early. He died about 2 months after he was admitted to a pediatric hospital, where he was supposed to stay in intensive care just for a few days.
We didn't know what this infection was. The doctor told us it was likely a fungal infection. Only afterwards I came to know that it was because of this superbug.
His pediatrician had tried several antibiotics without success and realized he was dealing with the specter of an untreatable scourge.
We started getting resistant infection. The baby was all well for the early part of the treatment, but all of a sudden they developed sepsis which was not responding to usual treatments, and we started losing babies at that time.
Lab results identified the culprit of Sanjeev's son's death about a month after he was admitted. It was NDM1, or New Delhi metallo-beta-lactamase 1. Germs empowered by the NDM1 gene muster as many as 9 different enzymes to target and destroy the world's most potent antibiotics. Only 2 known drugs exist that still work against these bugs. These super drug-resistant bacteria have been multiplying as uncovered sewers and overflowing drains spread resistant germs through feces and end up tainting food and water. After the infant's death, Vashishtha says he's improved infection control in his hospital and hasn't had any more deadly cases.
We improved our hospital care sepsis policy, and we stressed on the use of proper hand washing, use of antiseptic solution along with it, use of proper sterilized linen, and proper spacing of the incubator units and the radiant warmers unit, and regular fumigation of our units. And I had to construct even a new nursery for that. By adopting these measures, fortunately we are not having much problem this year. For last 1 year we have not had any carbapenem resistant, no NDM, no metallo-beta-lactamase in our unit.
Antibiotic resistant bugs also spread because of an abuse of medicines. Roughly 5,000 drug makers produce low-cost generic medicines, mostly antibiotics, letting users and doctors switch around to find ones that work. Residues from drug manufacturing, livestock use and medical waste have entered the water and sanitation systems, making the problem worse.
The biggest driving factor of drug resistance in India is the inadequate dosages which are being given and inadequate duration of treatment which the doctors sometimes prescribe. The flip side is that the people will use the medicines when they don't really need it, and then they use it till the time the symptoms get controlled. They don't use it for the entire period of time for which the medicine is supposed to be taken.
And that
will lead to the bacterium or the germ acquiring resistance to that particular medicine.
While doctors in India are trying different tactics to keep resistant bacteria out of their hospitals, researchers in the rest of the world continue to experiment ways to destroy bugs that carry NDM1. For now, it's impossible to tell exactly how common NDM1 infections are, but germs carrying the mutation have been discovered in 40 countries outside of India. Drug resistance of all sorts is bringing the planet closer to what the World Health Organization calls a post-antibiotic era. To prevent a worldwide catastrophe, scientists are sounding the alarm as they work on developing new antibiotics in an attempt to regain the drug's potencies. Adi Narayan, Bloomberg.